In this video, I'm going to show you how you can install R and the different packages we're going to need to process the data we obtain with Annotator and to analyze them in a Jupyter notebook. So first of all, we're going to install R. So I'm going to open a web browser and I'm just gonna look for download R for Mac. All right, and then I'm gonna take the latest version. So I'm just gonna download this package, and I'm gonna speed up the video so you don't have to wait for the entire downloading. All right, now our package has been downloaded, so I'm going to open it and install R. So just follow everything. We don't need to change anything. We just want the default installation. So I'm just going to need to give the password, and now it's installing. So again, I'm going to speed up the video. All right, it's done. So now, now we want to install packages to run R, to be able to run R with a Jupyter notebook, and then the packages we're going to use for the data analysis. And to be able to run both of them, we need, so especially I think to run Finoptar, we need to install Xcode, because it's using some, I think it's using some downloading, I think it's because of that. So it's downloading GitHub, and I think for that it needs to, so at least you can do it with Xcode. So I'm gonna open a terminal, and now I'm gonna just install Xcode. So you can type Xcode dash select and then dash install. All right. And then so you have a window that pops up, and you just follow the steps to install it. And it's installing. So again, so it's always wrong. I don't know why. Maybe on other computers doesn't do that. It tells me that it's going to take 1 hour and a half. It's not going to take 1 hour and a half, but a few minutes. So I'm going to speed up the video so you don't have to wait for the entire installation. All right, it's done. So now I'm gonna close it, and we need to install Homebrew, because there's a library called libtif that is required for Finoptar, the R package we're gonna use to process the data. So to install libtif, we need to install Homebrew. So I'm gonna install Homebrew now. So I'm gonna go back to my web browser, and I'm gonna type download Homebrew. It's there, and then you go click on the Homebrew link, and here you see you have the command you need to type in a terminal to install Homebrew. So I'm gonna copy and I guess this works too, and paste here, and then it's installing Homebrew. So you need to give your password and then ask you to hit enter to continue. So you just follow the route, you know, the steps, and then it's gonna install it. So again, I'm gonna speed up the video. All right, Brew is installed. I can now install libtif. So I'm gonna type brew install and libtif with 2 F's, then hit enter, and it's gonna install this library. All right, so now we have installed everything we need before installing the package we need in R. So we're gonna open R and install some packages. Now there's one thing we need to do, because we want to install R to be run in a Jupyter notebook. And in order to have the system recognizing the Jupyter notebook that are installed in our virtual environment, I'm going to run R from the terminal inside my virtual environment. So I'm going to start by first go to my folder where I have the virtual environment, and I'm going to activate the virtual environment. So it's in dl-env, dl-env bin, and activate. All right, so I activated my virtual environment. Now I want to run R in there. So a simple way to do it is to open a Finder, and you go to the apps. So now, as we install R, we're gonna have the R app. So we could directly open it there, but it might not recognize our Jupyter notebook. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna open the package. So you can do it by doing a right click and show package contents. So now you can navigate inside the package, and what we want is to have this command of R in the terminal. So I'm gonna go there, and I don't remember if I just copy and paste, if it's gonna work, or if yes, so you see here, I'm actually launching R with this command, which is so in application R app contents macOS R inside the terminal, and it's opening R, and that should be good enough to actually recognize that in this here we have the virtual environment. So let me now type in the commands we need. So we're gonna first install the packages that is used to be able to run R in the Jupyter notebook. So we use the install packages. So you can use the tab to autocomplete. Install packages is a command in R that is used to install so libraries packages. They're called like this in R. So the name of this is IR, capital letters, and then kernel. And it has to be between simple or double quotes to be installed. So now that everything is typed in, I can hit enter. And it asks me where I want to download the data. So you can use the cloud. It's perfect. It works fine. Just hit OK then. And it's going to install IR kernel. So I'm going to speed up the installation. It's not very long, but you don't have to wait for everything to be done. Oh, it's already done. So next thing is to use a command from the package we just installed, IR kernel. So then it can know that, so the Jupyter notebook can actually use the R. So that's just, one simple command. Equal. So it's IR kernel install, and then user equal false, install spec, All right. And so you see, it tells me that it removed the previous one because I installed it before, but you should only have a second line, and that means that it's installed. And now you're going to be able to run an R program in a Jupyter notebook. Now we're going to install the packages we need to analyze the data. So I'm going to use again install packages, and we're first going to install DevTools, and with DevTools we'll be able to actually download Finoptar, which is the package we need to use. So we're going to use to analyze the data. So do you want to install? So here you just say that you want to install from sources everything. So you say yes. And I'm going to speed up the video. All right, now it's down. So I can use DevTools to install Finoptar from their GitHub page. So I'm going to type in DevTools and then install GitHub. So it's to specify that we're going to install it from the GitHub pages, and then I need to give So the name of the package, so it's Akoya Bio Phenoptar. So Phenoptar was developed by people that were working, so not at Akoya, but it's been then acquired by Akoya, so it's on their GitHub page. And I can then hit enter and it's going to install this package. So again, I'm going to speed up the video because it's going to take time. I'm just going to make sure that it's not asking on other requests. No, I think it's good. So I'm just going to speed up the video. All right, so now everything is done. We are just going to install one final package that we're going to use in the R codes. So it's going to run correctly. So I'm going to use again install packages, and the name of this one is ggpubr, ggpubr, enter, and it's going to install it. So I'm going to speed up video again. All right, so now everything is installed, so I can quit, or I'm not sure it's going to work. Yes, it works, and I don't need to save anything. I can just say don't save. Otherwise, you can just click on the red button, and that would close as well. And now, just to make sure that we can run R in a Jupyter notebook, we're gonna launch a Jupyter notebook and see if it's there. So I'm already in the virtual environment, so now I'm just gonna type in Jupyter notebook. All right, so my Jupyter notebook is open, and I'm gonna go in the codes folder and immune profiling analysis, and here there are two notebooks. So parameterization is a Python notebook, and data analysis is an R notebook. So I'm gonna open this, and now you should have on the top right panel here, you should have an R icon, which means it's working.